55% of women in this poll say that Bill Clinton is more respectful compared to only 31% for Donald Trump. Joining me now, Gina Loudon, Kathy Taylor, Catherine Timp, and Katrina is still with me. Catherine, Kat, let me go with you because you've been passionate about this. You've talked about this over and over again for a long time, long before Donald Trump even brought it up. But you've got mixed feelings about how it's being presented in a political arena.
Exactly. It can't just be about, oh, Bill Clinton's a bad guy. You'll say, what does it have to do with Hillary? It has to do with, if you look back, the way that Hillary treated these women who were accusing her husband of sexual assault, so far beyond the opposite of this new liberal feminist idea of they have a right to be believed. Rather, she called them names that I could not say on TV without getting suspended. So we need to take a look at that and do put the focus on Hillary, but how she's related to what happened then, because she played a direct, active role there. It wasn't just Bill. She did some things that make me sick. It all makes me sick.
Katrina Pearson, Donald Trump, obviously, he said he's going to be unrelenting with this. He's going to continue to pound away on it. Some GOP operatives think it's the wrong thing. Frank Luntz, a well-respected pollster, think he's gone down the wrong path. But Donald, you think will continue, right?
Well, it depends on what Hillary Clinton decides to do. You'll recall that this didn't come up until she called him a sexist. She was thumping that woman's card very hard, even saying that women who claim to be raped should be heard and believed, for that matter. So she brought all of these issues up, which is why it's a topic of discussion now. And I don't really care what GOP people say at this point, because they've just done nothing but say negative things about Donald Trump, and he's continued to win. With regard to Frank Luntz, I mean, of course, when you're looking at who is being respectful or disrespectful to women, if you're in the media today, then you're probably not going to think so much as Trump. And people don't really remember everything that happened with Bill Clinton. We've got an entire generation of people who are still trying to figure out what this discussion is. But I think over time, as Kat pointed out, when the details come out now that never came out before, you'll see a very different picture.
Gina Loudon, what's the psychology behind even more women finding Bill Clinton more respectful than men find him with respect to women? How do you square that?
Yeah, well, I think Katrina pointed to it exactly. People have short memories, first of all, so there's the psychological component of that for sure, Charles. But also that, like Katrina said, there are generations of people who don't even know what happened. But if you ask them who's more trustworthy, the numbers on Hillary not being trustworthy are terrifying. And then this is the other thing. Donald Trump hasn't even begun to campaign against Hillary Clinton. To date, Donald Trump has never done anything that a pollster or a consultant told him to do. Donald Trump he marches to the beat of his own campaign drummer, and so far, it's served him very well. So my guess, Charles, is that the minute he starts to unleash on Hillary, she won't even know what hit her.
Well, Kathy, Hillary and Bill Clinton have been in the political arena a long time. They've been hit left and right. And they've survived almost every sort of hit. So far right now, you could call it a draw, but I was shocked with these results. As someone who understands how the game has been played to date, what would you think?
I think we're going to see the tide shift quite a bit as Donald Trump continues on his path and starts to campaign as more of a general presidential campaign versus a primary campaign.
So if you were Donald Trump, you would stick with this as a campaign?
I would, because let's remember that he is not really focused on women yet. He's been very good to women as a businessman. And when you look at policies and policy recommendations, I think his policies are going to be more favorable, as would any of the GOP candidates, than Hillary Clinton. And let's remember, there's good guys and there's nice guys. Bill Clinton may be a nice guy. Donald Trump is much more of a good guy.
Some people, like Kat, would say he's neither one.
Right.
All right, guys, we got to leave it there. By the way, of course, you don't want to miss it. Fox Business, we have the next